Remember these guys' names. What's going on, guys? Today, I'm going to be talking about some UFC fighters that I think are underrated and not talked about enough. Some of them are, I'm talking based on skill. Some of them, I'm talking based on entertainment. And some of them, I'm talking about slam the two together, skill, entertainment, and you get that fighter. Let's just get right into it with the man on the thumbnail, the cover, Yoel Alvarez. Dude, this guy's a fucking monster. This guy's a monster. Every fight in the UFC, every fight he's won, has been a finish except one, his most recent win against Vicente Luque. Not really a good look. It was a really dominant win. But like the way he won going to a decision with Vicente Luque in the big 25, that's not that good of a look. But I'm pretty sure it was on short notice and up a weight class too. And there was even a moment in the point where he punched Vicente Luque and it hit him in his eye. And Luque said it was an eye poke, but it wasn't. It was a legal punch. Fucked up his eye. So that should have been a TKO. Fucked up his eye. Man, dude, look at the fucking tattoo on this guy's nipple, man. Dragon Ball Z nipple. That's awesome. But no, this guy's a monster, dude. He's a monster. His only loss in the UFC is to Arman Tsarukyan, and that was a brutal KO. That was in Arman got him in side control and just elbowed the fuck out of him. That was at lightweight. Now, like I said, he's moved up a weight class. He's in welterweight, and supposedly he's gonna be fighting that. What is he? Swedish, maybe Polish, the European guy, the prospect who just submitted Neil Magny, that guy at UFC 328. But no, Yoel Alvarez, you gotta, if you don't know, now you gotta know. I think this picture was against Jakar Close, and that was a brutal TKO because he rocked him and he knocked him out while holding a guillotine choke. His one hand was in the guillotine position. Jakar Close's head was stuffed in the guillotine, but he wasn't cinching it up. He was just pounding his head. He was pounding and pounding. He was pounding him like crazy. And it was just brutal because if he didn't want to go for the TKO, he could have went for the submission. He had opportunities. He had choices to choose from. This is the shit he does. He's entertainment. He's entertainment at its peak. This guy has got great striking, brutal finisher. His finish against Elvis Brenner was crazy. Kneed the guy like 7 times in the fucking dome. And who does that to Elvis Brenner? Who does that? We'll get to him later, spoiler. But no, this guy's insane. Great combos. Really entertaining, like I said. Good BJJ too. I mean, dude, his only loss is to Arman Tsarukyan. Arman Tsarukyan, the number 1 lightweight in the world, who's just fucking give Arman the title shot, by the way. Just give him the title shot. Just finished his rematch with, what's his name? Giorgio Pullen. Some shit like that at the rematch in RIF. Just give him the rematch. Just give him... Would that still be the rematch? Yeah, I guess because the rematch didn't have him. Yeah, just give him the rematch versus... Oh, wait, no. What am I saying? Islam moved up. Make Ilya versus Arman after Ilya murders Justin Gaethje on the White House lawn. But yeah, Yoel Alvarez, be on the lookout if he's fighting at UFC 328. That's going to be a banger fight. I'm going to try to go to that event, so hopefully he's there. But let's get on to Steve Garcia. Now, I do think Steve Garcia is still underrated. He's on the UFC White House card. But I really don't think people understand how much of a banger that fight is. Besides the main event and the co-main event, I think Steve Garcia versus Diego Lopez is the best fight. So what I'm saying, it's the third best fight on the UFC White House card. I mean, there's only like 6 fights. It's not a lot to choose from. But, dude, that fight is a banger. Steve Garcia is a heavy-ass hitter. Dude, he's knocked out Melquizel Costa. And look at what Costa's been doing, you know? Look what he's doing. He knocked out David Onama in his latest fight, main event in Apex. He knocked out Chase Hooper, knocked him down 3 times. That was brutal. That was so one-sided. You got to go watch that fight back because that shit was crazy. Before the Onama knockout, he faced Calvin Kattar at UFC Nashville. I was there for that. That was not the best of fights, but it was still good. And Steve Garcia is actually the first guy to knock down Calvin Kattar in the UFC. Fucking Max Holloway couldn't do that, and he landed 445 significant strikes. He couldn't do that. He's been TKO'd before by a doctor stoppage, Calvin Kattar, but he's never been knocked down. Steve Garcia was the first guy to knock him down. He's got that chin, so it's not really a big surprise that he didn't knock out Calvin Kattar, but knocking him down is a huge thing in itself because Calvin's always had a great chin. Like I said, took 445 strikes to the chin by Max Holloway and still didn't get knocked down. Yeah, overall, he's just super good. I'm really excited to see him face Diego Lopez. That is a banger of a fight. If you don't know how much of a banger that shit is, now you know. Now you know. But yeah, let's get on to the next one. This guy's just really good. Striking's amazing. Love it. Do I think he's going to win against Diego Lopez? I don't know. I'm going to have to, do some research, get the test tubes and shit like that. But yeah. Next up. Oh, shit. Yeah, this is, I forgot. This is the photo against his knockout against Sung Woo. Brutal one, too. But yeah, let's get on to Marion Santos. This is, I don't think a lot of people know who this is. He just knocked out, what card was this? This was 323. Muhammad Naimov, I'm pretty sure he knocked out. This is his contender series. This guy's a great striker. He's a fantastic striker. I do have him up here, but I'm not going to lie. I do think he lost against Francis Marshall. If you watch back that fight, it was competitive, but I do think Francis Marshall did win that fight. But Francis Marshall is really good. And another thing about Marion Santos that I really like is he's super active. In 2025, he had 3 fights. Now listen. I think that also tells a big problem with the UFC nowadays, that the fact that 3 fights in a year is really, really active. And yeah, I mean, throughout UFC history, yeah, I guess that is still really active. But you would think that a lot of fighters would be on the same level, especially champion Khamzat Chimaev. But yeah, this guy's super active, super entertaining. He's got really nice striking, pretty good grappler. But yeah, he's just a really good prospect. And that just knocked out Muhammad Naimov. I'm pretty sure that's his name. But yeah, keep a watch out for Marion Santos. On to Mike Davis. Now listen. You look at this guy's beard and you think, who is this guy? But I'm here to tell you who he is. I'm here to tell you. I watched this guy in his fight at UFC Nashville. What? Who was the fighter? Maybe it's a bit embarrassing that I'm forgetting the name. But hold on, it's gonna come back to me. I don't know why, but the name Con Offley is coming to my mind, but it wasn't Con Offley. Who was it? Mitch Ramirez. That's who it was. Sorry, yeah, Mitch Ramirez. But going into that fight, Mike Davis was a favorite, and then in the first round, he gets his back taken. I kind of think, he slipped, or just got regularly taken down and controlled the entire round. Off, his back was taken. There was really no big rear naked choke threat. Mitch Ramirez was going for it, but after that round, the odds changed a lot, and which was a bit weird because it was just a back take. It wasn't really anything. And then Mike Davis goes out there in the second round and just fucking knocks this guy out easily. Mike Davis is an all-around really good fighter. He's a really good, maybe not prospect because I'm pretty sure he's been around for a bit, but he's a really good fighter. Dude, he's only lost in the UFC to like good competition. For SEM, who is he? I think he's top 15 right now in the lightweight division. If not, he's definitely like top 20, you know? Gilbert Burns, which right now it's not the best look, but this was before when Gilbert Burns was, not washed. So that's not bad. And who Sadiq Yusuf was a really good prospect. And yeah, he just lost to who did he lose to? Montel Jackson? Is that who he lost to? I'm forgetting his name. But then he lost to Diego Lopez at UFC 300. And then Edson Barboza in a crazy war. But Sadiq Yusuf is still really good, you know? So he's lost to pretty good competition in the UFC. He beat Mason Jones. Now, that's aging really well. Mason Jones is a top fighter. So fucking entertaining. And that fight was a banger. Go watch that fight. And like I said, this guy's all around really good fighter. He's super powerful too. That knee, goddamn. I wouldn't want to take that shit, you know? So yeah, keep a lookout for Mike Davis. Shout out him. Let's get on to the next one. Now this is, besides Yoel Alvarez, this guy is probably one of the most hyped up prospects. Would I still consider? Yeah, I would still say a prospect. Kyle Fernandez. If you don't know who this guy is, this is the guy that gave Harry Hardwick a broken leg, essentially. Now, I don't have Fernandez in this picture, but I just wanted to use this picture because Harry Hardwick, I'm pretty sure Fernandez was supposed to fight for SEM. SEM pulled out. Harry Hardwick stepped in. Short notice, up a weight class too, but still, Fernandez literally made this fight look like he was just on a jog. This guy is the hardest leg kicker in the UFC right now. This guy brutalizes his opponent's leg. Harry Hardwick had to be taken out of the UFC octagon in a fucking wheelchair. And I love Harry Hardwick. He's a great fighter. Not a great fighter, but he's a really good fighter. Just had a scrap with what's his name? Blanking on names today. Rahiki. Just had a scrap with Rahiki. Broke his jaw in that fight. So this is a tough motherfucker. Harry Hardwick is. Fernandez made this shit look easy. Brutalized his leg. Look at his leg. Look at that calf. That shit's red. That shit's pink. It's like a burger. Just want to chomp on it, you know? Arr. No, but yeah, this guy is a really good prospect. Like I said, if not the hardest leg kicker right now in the UFC. This guy brutalized what's his name? Guram Kutsaledzi's leg. So this guy is keep out for this guy. This guy's really good. I'm really, really excited to see what he does, and maybe we see a leg break in the next fight. Who knows? But my last fighter for this video, I think this guy is overlooked by a lot of people. You know, I really do. I don't think he gets the respect he deserves. He's super good, super entertaining. Sometimes loses, but that's okay because this guy is just a ball of muscle. I'm going to have to go with Torres Finney. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I'm just messing. It's Elvis Brenner. Now listen, I know in the beginning of the video when I was talking about Yoel Alvarez, I said that he brutally TKO'd Elvis Brenner with like 7 knees to the dome. But dude, Elvis Brenner is a savage. Pretend that was like a Joe Rogan voice. Elvis Brenner is a savage. This guy always puts on bangers. And at the beginning of this video, I said how some of these fighters I'm going to be talking about, maybe not the best skilled, but super entertaining. This is one of those fighters that are super entertaining. This guy always brings bangers. Always bring bangers. His latest fight against Esteban Ribovic. That was a fucking war. That was a war. That was a banger. He's super, super fucking tough. I was contemplating putting a picture of his hair against it was Grom Kutseledze, cause he had like blonde hair, like he was trying to do like a Oliveira shit, and the blood literally soaked this guy's hair bright red. His hair was white at the beginning of the fight. At the end, bright red. It was a banger. Broke Grom in that fight. Broke him hard. Super tough. Like I said, always in bangers. He's just so fucking entertaining. Dude, I don't give a fuck. Put him in a main card of a not even a fight night, but a pay-per-view numbered event, whatever it's called now. It's going to be a banger. I don't care. It's one of those fighters that, yeah, he's not ranked, but if I see him in a main card of a numbered event, I know it's going to be a banger. I know it. So, yeah, Elvis Brenner, watch this guy. Thank you guys for watching. A quick little video today. I'm going to be releasing my predictions for Moicano versus Duncan fight night. But, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Catch you in the next one. See ya.